Are you ready for a headache-inducing, soul-crushing experience? Ready to waste your time on a game that's so complicated you'll need a PhD just to understand the rules? Ever wanted to be so frustrated that you cried? Then have we got a game for you! With not one, not two, but three, count them, three 300-plus page rulebooks, you'll be drowning in information before you even start to play. And don't forget about the hundreds of dice you'll need, each with its own specific use and purpose. You'll need to bring a truckload just to get started. You'll also need to create a backstory that could rival the most complex soap opera, and don't even get us started on the systems you'll need to learn. It's like studying for a final exam every time you play. But that's just the beginning. You'll also need to navigate multiple complex systems that require advanced math skills and a degree in engineering to even understand. And let's not forget about the endless jargon like PC, NPC, DC, AC, DM, GM, and a million other abbreviations you'll need to memorize just to communicate with your fellow players. Forget about it, it's like trying to learn a new language. But that's not all. Before you even start playing, you'll need to choose a class, choose a species, choose a background, roll hit points, calculate AC, choose feats, choose talents, and make a million other choices that will make your head spin. It's like trying to navigate a maze backward underwater with a blindfold. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book on steroids. So, if you're ready to spend hours upon hours creating a character just to have them die in the first 5 minutes of gameplay, then this game is for you. And that's not all. Once you finally do figure out all the game, you'll still have to deal with the endless debates over rules and characters. It's a never-ending cycle of frustration and confusion. But hey, if you're a glutton for punishment, go ahead and give it a try. Just don't say we didn't warn you. Ever struggled to help new players get started playing your favorite role-playing game? Would you like more of your friends to try a tabletop RPG but don't know how to go about it? Like some strategies for helping newbies get started? Then stay tuned for today's episode. Hello and welcome to RPG PhD. I'm Dr. Ben, and today we will discuss ways to introduce new players to role-playing games, especially those who have no experience with them. First of all, it's important for new players to understand what role-playing games are and how they work. It's a good idea to set expectations and help players understand how a role-playing game is different than other games that they have played. The idea of a free-form, in-character, improvisational acting game in front of other people can be especially intimidating for new players, so be sure to find ways to take the pressure off and help them get comfortable with this style of gaming by encouraging them as they begin their journey. It's also important for them to understand what the role of the player, taking on the roles of the character in a story or setting created by a game master, and the game master or dungeon master is that they are responsible for setting the scene, describing the environment and NPCs, the non-player characters, and presenting challenges and obstacles for the players to overcome, and how those roles differ from more traditional games like board games. Number one, start with a simple game system or a rules-light version of a more complicated system. This will allow new players to focus on role-playing their characters and engaging in the story rather than getting bogged down in complex rules. A great way to introduce new players to RPGs is to use a simple game system with easy-to-understand rules and mechanics. This also allows them to focus on role-playing their characters and engaging with the story rather than getting overwhelmed by complex rules. Good options for simple systems include Fate, Dungeon World, and Powered by the Apocalypse games, which emphasize collaborative storytelling. For players interested in more complex systems like Dungeons & Dragons or Warhammer Fantasy, start with the most basic game mechanics and gradually add complexity over time. Some players suffer from decision paralysis when starting, so presenting them with a situation and asking for their response can help guide them through the process. For example, you tell a player a large orc is barreling towards you with murder in his eyes while swinging his gigantic two-handed battle axe in a wide arc, just barely missing taking off your head. What do? Whatever the player replies, you can guide them through the process of the system. If they say, attack with my sword, then guide them through the combat roll based on the system being used. Then you tell them to make their combat roll, tell them to describe their attack with some detail, and then let them roll, and allow the GM to interpret the results. This way the players don't necessarily even need to know what all their options are, just what their characters want to do. Again, this helps them focus on the narrative and not get bogged down in rule minutia. Number 2, Set the scene and provide context before beginning play. Explain the setting, tone, and general premise or goal of the story to give new players a better understanding of what to expect and to help them get into the right mindset for role-playing. New players should have a basic understanding of game rules, and by basic I just mean simple resolution mechanics such as rolling a die and hitting a target number. It's also crucial to consider the different needs of players, providing enough information to feel comfortable without overwhelming them. A bad first experience can turn players away from RPGs, so it's important to reassure new players that learning is a process, not a product. Take the time to enjoy the journey of learning a complex system rather than trying to absorb everything all at once. Number 3, encourage new players to develop their characters' motivations, personality, and backstory to enhance the role-playing experience. This will help them get into character and create a more believable persona. As the game progresses, remind players to stay in character by role-playing their character's actions and dialogue, and consider how their character would react to various situations. This will lead to a more immersive and engaging game for everyone involved. Backstories can be revealed and developed over time. It isn't something that must be a complete history of the character. This can be especially daunting for new players who may not have a solid grasp on the world in which they're playing. So encourage new players to start with some very basic information and then allow more of their past to come to light during play. This can give the GM more flexibility in storytelling as they can link present events to the character's past, creating more immersion. Number 4, give new players the opportunity to create and customize their own characters within the parameters of the game world and system you're using. This will help them feel invested in the game and give them a sense of ownership over their character's actions and decisions. I feel strongly that if players have an investment in their characters, they will have a better experience than if they're handed a starter character that they don't really have any connection to. Again, I realize that all players are different, and there are players who just want to jump right into the game without having to make hundreds of character decisions without an in-game context, or have system mastery. But my advice is that if you use a pre-made character, you allow the player to customize it by creating a name, a brief backstory, and have some creative input about the character so that the player can form a stronger connection to this new character. Ultimately, the goal is to create an experience where players feel invested in the game and their characters, leading to a more enjoyable overall experience. Number 5, be patient and flexible with new players as they learn and adjust to the game. Remember that role-playing games are collaborative and focus on having fun. Encourage new players to take risks and make mistakes as part of the learning process in role-playing. Remind them that mistakes and character deaths are not the end of the world, and to, again, have fun. As the game master, keep the game moving by presenting challenges and obstacles for the players to overcome and giving hints and nudges when needed. Number 6, define jargon commonly used in tabletop role-playing games. There are many terms and abbreviations that may be unfamiliar to new players. Some common jargon includes AC, HP, D20, TTRPG, GM, DM, PC, NPC, campaign, encounter, initiative, hit points, critical hit, critical failure, level, min-maxing, homebrew, metagaming, role-playing, alignment, power gaming, session 0, rule 0, loot, and minion. It's important to define these terms, or whatever it is for your system, as they come up for new players, as it's easy to forget that not everyone is familiar with the language of the hobby. Defining terms doesn't need to be long and overly involved, just the basics. For example, an NPC is a non-player character controlled by the GM, while a PC is a player character controlled by a player. Hit points represent a character's ability to withstand damage, while initiative determines the order of actions in combat. By familiarizing themselves with this jargon, players can better understand and enjoy the game. Number 7, keep the game moving by presenting challenges and obstacles for the players to overcome. By giving hints or nudges when needed, remember that the goal is to create an experience where players feel invested in the game and their characters, leading to a more enjoyable overall experience. Keeping the game moving is a crucial aspect of introducing new players to tabletop role-playing games. One of the biggest challenges for new players is figuring out what to do next, especially if they're still getting used to the rules and mechanics of the game. As Game Master, it's your responsibility to keep the game moving and present challenges and obstacles for the players to overcome. This can be achieved in a few different ways. Firstly, be prepared with a clear plan or outline for the session so that you can guide the players through the story and keep the game moving forward. It can also be helpful to create a sense of urgency or tension by presenting the players with a time-sensitive or high-stakes situation, which will encourage them to take action and move the story along. In addition, be prepared to give subtle hints or nudges if the player seems stuck or uncertain of what to do. This can be done through dialogue with NPCs, environmental cues, or other subtle hints that guide the players toward the next step in the story. However, be careful not to be too heavy-handed or dictate the player's actions, as this can detract from the collaborative and immersive nature of the game. Remember that the goal of keeping the game moving is to create an experience where players feel invested in the game and their characters. By presenting them with interesting challenges and keeping the story moving forward, you'll help them feel more engaged and invested in the game, leading to a more enjoyable overall experience. Number 8. After the first session, take some time to debrief and get feedback from the new players. Ask what they enjoyed, what they didn't, and if there's anything they'd like to see more of in future sessions. Taking the time to debrief and get feedback from new players after the first session is a crucial step in helping them feel comfortable and engaged in the game. By asking for feedback, you can gain valuable insights into what worked well, what didn't, and use this information to tailor future sessions to better meet the needs and preferences of your players. During the debriefing, it's important to create a safe and non-judgmental space where players feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings. Ask open-ended questions that allow players to share their opinions and experiences, such as, what did you enjoy about the session, or what could we have done differently to make it more engaging? Listen actively to their responses and avoid becoming defensive or dismissive of their feedback. In addition to asking for feedback, it can be helpful to take notes during the debrief to capture important insights and areas for improvement. This can also help ensure that you're able to follow up on any issues or concerns that are raised. Overall, debriefing and seeking feedback from new players after the first session is an important step to helping them to feel engaged and invested in the game. By creating a safe and open space for feedback, you gain valuable insights that will help you to improve the game and ensure that everyone has a great experience. If you enjoyed this video about helping new players get started, please like and subscribe. And I'm curious for your thoughts and comments about ways in which you find introducing new players has worked for you. Please put that in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Until next time.